aren't you glad to meet me? I think you should, I'll be glad to meet me. If I were you, aren't you glad to meet me? I think you should. I mean, I really think you should.
We're going to start out with what I like to call God, but the people at Sephora will know it as Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Eyeliner in Intense Black. So you're just going to draw a flower with this. Hopefully you know what one of those are. And I just kind of made up a flower in my head, and then you want to make sure you draw some lines in the middle of the petals. You'll see what I mean in a minute, because that's what really makes it look a little more realistic. After that, I am going to take my Anastasia Prism palette in the color Eden, and I'm just going to color it in really sloppily. I used Urban Decay color Relish to fill in the middle to give it a little more depth so the outside of the petals is lighter than the inside. After that, I used this purple eyeliner from Sephora, I think it's called Fancy Violet, just to go over the lines of the petals again.
So aren't you glad to meet me? I think you should, I'll be glad to meet me. If I were you, aren't you glad to meet me? I think you should.
Then I drew a rose, and to start this rose, I kind of drew like just the bottom of an acorn. Hopefully you know what I mean there. If not, you can just watch. And as the petals got bigger, they became less and less of a uniform shape and just kind of squiggles. And like I fucked this up a lot. You'll see in a second I did this like really big black harsh line on accident. But because my style of makeup, like I said, is like messier, I'm okay with that. And like the eyeshadow will cover it up in a second anyways. And then I use this type of brush and the Take Me to Brazil palette in hot pink to color all of that in very intensely, because colors are beautiful and I want them to show. And then I use that Urban Decay Relish again to make it a little less pink and a little more red. And I forgot to hold up the color, I guess. Then I went back to my first flower and made it even messier and like really went outside the lines. Then I used this brush and put it in like some sort of lipstick. I don't even think it had a name. And just, I was very confused. I was wondering why it looked like that. It was because I found out there was eyeliner on that brush, and so it was making the lipstick look really dark. But then I figured it out and wiped it off and went through, and then it looked normal again. So I just filled in all the little gaps between my lines with that pink, just to make it a brighter color. Then I used this tiny little brush and my Prism palette again in Parallel to put some brown in the center of each petal to, again, give it that depth, because we want the outside of the petals to be lighter than the inside. And I thought I liked how that looked a lot. I liked it. Then I drew another flower. This one was definitely made up. I had no idea what I was doing when I was starting. I like redid this flower like 8 times, but you'll see all of them because I never erased any of it. So I'm just kind of drawing like triangle-ish lines, and then I used, I think the color is called Unity to color it. And like this one really showed how sloppy I am with it, because you see how much I cover up the black. And then I used the purple to make the lines more flowery again, and just kept going with that. And I kind of like changed the shape of the petals a little bit and add more lines in the middle, and just kind of went crazy with it because I had no idea I was even going to do flowers when I started this look. I just knew I wanted to just do a tutorial in that moment, so that's what happened. And after that, I took my Take Me to Brazil palette again in a yellow and went over it because I liked how yellow that was versus Unity. And then I went over the petals again to make them stronger, and I even changed the shape of one. And then I guess I did black again because I wanted it to, I don't even know. I guess I didn't like how the petals looked. Then I drew some vines and some leaves, and again, these were totally made up. You can do the ones like this if you want, but if you hate them, that's okay. I don't particularly care. You can make up your own. If you think you can do better lines, then you know, hit me up, send me a link to your video, and I will watch it and I will approve, because everyone's beautiful and their makeup's amazing. I used this green from the Take Me to Brazil palette and really sloppily colored in all those lines. And then right here is the end of the matte look. So if you just want this, that's cool. I liked how this looked, but I like to be extra, so I put glitter. So this glitter, use your finger to put it on like I am now, not the first dot I did, because you'll see that kind of fucked up a little bit in the beginning. So then I went with eyeliner and added more detail to the leaves, which honestly I would recommend doing for the matte look as well, because I thought it looked better. And then I added more color on top of everything so that you could see it underneath the glitter. And then I had to go and fix the rose because you can see that giant spot of glitter that like covered up everything. That's where I used the brush instead of my fingers, so don't do that. But then I decided to go over all the petals in eyeliner and make them stronger so that the rose was like the center of attention of all the flowers instead of like all three of them. And then because I don't know how to learn my lesson, I put more glitter on because it was totally necessary. And that's the look.